Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Spurs 9501 podcast and YouTube channel. I've got one of our best speakers today, Richard from Charlottesville Spurs, and he's really upset today, aren't you, Richard? How are you feeling?
I mean, I think I'm feeling like everybody else. I try to be calm. I've tried everything. I keep saying it's been the lowest of lows. Like every week I talk to you, yeah. I feel like I keep saying it can't get any lower, and then lo and behold, it gets lower. And this week was especially because I had hope again. Like when the Cavani goal was ruled off, which whatever, Son scores, and then I realized we're going back down the same hole. It's gonna happen again. It can't happen again. I mean, was everybody saying the same thing? Everyone that I was around was saying this can't be happening again. We have a lead. Are we really going to not only blow it, but are we not going to get any points? And then I thought to myself, it's going to happen. I gave up. I don't know why. I was happy for a second. Halftime came, and I said, we're not going to pull this out. I don't know why, but I just didn't have faith. And, yeah.
That's 18 points now, Richard, from winning positions that we've given up. 18 points, the equivalent of 6 wins.
Yeah. You know, I think, look, man, I might be the only one there. I don't know what to do with our head coach. I really don't. I mean, I can't give in to the fact. I cannot believe that Jose Mourinho would come to my team and the only team that he's not been able to win with, the only team is our team. I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Like, everyone's talking about, look at Pochettino, look what he did. And look, man, that's the same coach, a different team.
Yeah. So tell me, where do you sit? First of all, whose fault is it? Is it the players' fault or is it Mourinho's fault?
So now, for the first time, it's both. Because, listen, I'm still backing him. I still cannot accept the fact that he's going to come here and not win anything.
Yeah.
Now, I've been slated by my friends. And even on Twitter, I keep backing them. We're right there. We're only a few points off fourth. We still got the cup to play for. Give the man a chance. And then he goes in on a 1-1 game, and he subs in. When you've got Dele and Bale, he subs in Sissoko. And at that point, I can't defend him.
You can't defend him anymore, can you, Richard?
Blew up. Everybody was like, you see, look what you're doing. This is a guy you support. Are you that? I mean, literally everywhere from all over, I got crushed when Sissoko came on. I got crushed. And what am I supposed to say?
We're trying to win the game, get 3 points, get top 4. He takes off one of our creative players and puts on Sissoko. I mean, how can you can't defend it, Richard. It's impossible.
Yeah, man. I can't. That one for me that's where I said, okay, now it's his fault on this one. You know, Sissoko cannot be on my team anymore. He can't be there. I don't know what's going on with Toby. You know, you heard the whole thing with Toby. He didn't get a COVID test because he didn't practice, and then he was practicing. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. Dyer, when was the last time?
What do you think of Dyer? What do you think of Eric Dyer?
I thought he was okay, but you know the equalizing goal, was it his fault? Was it Road? I don't know, man.
He didn't react, and the second goal, he just didn't. Cavani just went in. He didn't follow him. He didn't mark him. Just let him go.
Exactly, and it's the same thing with Dyer. Like I can't defend. Why is he playing? And
nobody knows why he's playing. Toby. Nobody knows. He must have fallen out with Jose, but Toby, even a 50% Toby is better than Dyer. Dyer is the worst central defender I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he's slow. He can't mark anybody. He's got no pace. His passing is barely any good. What's there to good about this guy?
Nothing. Hey, man, look, you know, we're at a time now where it's been bad being a Spurs fan. I mean, we can all sit here, but like, has it been worse than this weekend when you've lost your manager that everybody wants out? Every single, look, the UK, like our media is bad here, but my God, Sky Sport, like the Harry Kane, he's gone. So it's all at once. It's like, man, we have a new stadium. We've got no fans, and we went from this great position. And after the result yesterday, we went from we're going to lose our coach, no European football. Harry Kane's gone. I mean, it's bad. I don't know, man. This is
really bad, Richard. I mean, let me tell you, it's the stories here are that Harry Kane's going to go, and then if he goes, that's why Son is stalling on signing a new contract, because he doesn't want to hang around if there's no Harry Kane. Then you got players like Lloris and Ndombele and all these guys are all going to leave. We're going to be back to being Arsenal-like, just a mediocre team.
And we can't do that because of our stadium. The finances it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
So we can't miss European football, whether it's the Champions League or the board and ENIC, they've got something to do, because when you look at the finances, we have a stadium to fund, and it's expensive, and we just bought it, and there's no fans this year, and we don't have a transfer. I mean, we got to sell players to get players, so there's not a lot of room here. And I think the sad thing is now you're caught in this catch-22. So do all the people, which are 95% of all Spurs fans that I know of, now want Jose out. So, okay, you want him gone. I can't argue. Look, do it. But then do you think Kane and Son stay around for a rebuild? So, what? So, let's extend the conversation. So if you want to get rid of them, okay, then that cements the fact that there's no way Harry Kane and Heung-min Son stay around for another rebuild under a different coach. So the question has to be asked, do they want to stay and play? Do they want Josie to get another year, get some more players in? I don't know, man. So
what's the real problem, though, Richard? Is Jose the real problem, or Jose, or is it the board? Because the board don't spend any money.
I think Jose. Listen, man. I think it's both. I think for the first time, I'll concede he made some tactical mistakes. I didn't like the fact. I don't like the fact that what he's done with Delhi. I don't like the fact that he brings in Sissoko or he plays Dyer and our back line. I don't think we've started the same back line. I don't know what the stat is in the last 20 games. It hasn't been the same. And that's something you need consistency back there. But I really feel like, and I'll stand by it, the core group of players that Poch couldn't win with, they're still there. The players that are really different are playing well. Ndombele's playing well. I mean, I thought Gio, before he got hurt, he's playing well. So you've got some, Regs, he's been playing well. Maybe not the last couple of games, but for his overall body of work, he's been great. But the same problem, when you look at the drop points, it's the same players. Dyer, Sanchez, it's like Sissoko, those same brain, and even
Aurier,
so to speak, they're just brain dead and they make mistakes. And Poch couldn't do it. And now you're telling me that next to Sir Alex Ferguson, when you talk about the most successful gaffers in all of football, it's Jose Mourinho. And he came here and he can't do it. And I really think it's the core players. I really do.
But the thing is, Mourinho has done it everywhere he's gone except Tottenham. So if it's the players, we can't get rid of 8 or 9 players. It just doesn't work that way. So what are we going to do? We're stuck with a lot of these players.
I think it's only a few. I really do. I think it's our back line. So
who would you get, if you had a chance, who would you going to get rid of in the next season? Who's going to go?
I mean, I think Dyer has to go. I think Sanchez has to go. I think Sissoko has to go. I think Winks is already gone.
Aurier.
Aurier has to go. I mean, I do. I think, we've got Jaffet and we've got some young people there.
Yeah.
We can go out and we can sign some big name defenders. So I think there's a possibility if we just rebuild his back line. Jose Mourinho has been successful because of Mourinho ball. Defensively, he's been that way. I don't think he's had a team where he can't keep a 1-goal lead. I think he's still trying. So listen, when you get Sissoko out there, I think he's trying. I think he's saying, let me go back. But he doesn't have the personnel to play like he wants to.
But but he bought a lot of players in the summer, Richard. Why didn't he buy his players? He bought Doherty. He bought Vinicius. Why didn't he? He doesn't even play Doherty. Why did he buy him?
Because Doherty's terrible, man.
But that's on Jose Mourinho. Why did you buy a terrible right back?
It is. I mean, I can't defend it, man. I think he missed.
Carlos Vinicius, he's on loan, but that's again Jose Mourinho's call.
Yeah.
Why you can't even get in the team.
And again, I mean, I think Vinicius was more of, we're going to be playing a lot of football and a lot of different cups, and Harry Kane is injury prone. He's been out for a while. We need a backup striker. I get that move. Kane's been brilliant this year. Hasn't had timeout. Jose's had to play him. So I'm not Doherty is one of those ones, and even Bergwijn. I've never look.
You don't like Stevie B?
I think I don't know. Did he sign? Was he under Pochettino or did he come with?
No, he came under Mourinho.
So I don't know what he does. I mean, I don't know.
And what about Gareth Bale?
Man, again, it's like one of those players where I was over the moon. My first real true season as a Tottenham supporter, it was Bale, right? That was when he broke out and he made all those runs. And when he came back, there was nobody more excited. And then he starts off slow. I was the first one to say, man, maybe he needs to go. And then he had a stretch where you're like, he showed that brilliance again. And then for some reason, he comes out in the press and he says, I'm going back. I get it. He could have handled that better. So could have been, And our team is a mess. Like everything's a mess. Nothing is easy.
But Richard, let me give you this nightmare scenario, right? I'm going to paint a picture. It's not what I want to know. It's not what I want to happen, but this is what could happen. So we don't qualify for the Champions League.
We're not.
We don't win the Carabao Cup.
We're not.
So there's no European football. Harry Kane has had enough. He goes. Because Harry Kane is gone, Son goes. Lloris goes back to Paris or whatever. What happens to Tottenham? You're talking about a massive rebuild again, are you?
So I don't financially. I mean, that's like.
So you get 100. Say for Son and Kane, you get about 150, 175 million. But who's going to want to come to Tottenham when you got no European football?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting, and I think that it's going to be eerily similar to what. I mean, I hope. I don't. Everything you said is going to happen. We're not going to make Champions League. We're going to get pumped versus Man City in the Cup. I don't even see that happening. And I don't know if we can qualify for Europa. I've got to go back and look at the standing, honestly, after the game.
Yeah, you have to get in top 6 for you. I don't think we can do that.
And I don't know where we're at. I mean, so I don't know how that's going to work. If we're definitely closer to that. What are we, like 6 points out from top 6? Is that whatever? Yeah. But, we're in that same – I think Levy and Enoch financially, we're in a lot of trouble, man, because we have this huge stadium – we haven't been getting revenue, and if we miss out on all that extra revenue that comes with European football, and we're gonna have to. You know what's going to happen is we're going to have to sell. We're going to have to let him go.
Yeah, we're going to have to let him go because we've got to pay the interest payments on the loan from the bank for the stadium. We've got to pay it. We're not getting any revenue, and how are we going to fund that?
It's a nightmare. And guess what? In all of this, the top teams I think Arsenal, they're going to go through the same thing. They're in danger. What's going to happen to us? And lo and behold, you got wet spam, right? It's unbelievable, man. And that's why I feel like we're in a death spiral, and that's why I want to back the coach. We've just got to go all in. We've got to try and get top 6. That's our only hope. We have to get top 6.
We can't do it now. We can't. It's impossible now. 6 points behind, only 7 games to go. They're not going to drop that many points for us to take over. We've got to win all our games and for hope them other teams above us lose games. It's very unlikely, Richard. So, I mean, I don't know what the future is, mate. I mean, tell me what's going to happen in the future.
It's grim. Listen, this is about as grim as it's ever been. Yeah. I think, honestly, if I had to be completely transparent, I would say all the scenarios are going to say is true. We're going to have to sell Kane and Son and take that money and reinvest it in a bunch of players under a new coach. And we're going to have to try and we're going to rebuild, and we're going to be back to 20, Andre Villas-Boas.
Yeah, exactly. 2014 type of thing. It's like what one of the commentators said, when we sold Gareth Bale and bought all those players, he said you've sold Elvis and bought the Beatles. So it's going to be something like that, really.
Yeah. And that's
Harry Kane.
But I do worry about the future of our club with this new stadium. I mean, I think part of this project was, we were going to be a big club and we were going to be playing in the Champions League and finishing top 4, and none of this could ever be foreseen. And, the other sad part about all of this is, Jose, when you let him go, we're losing even more. I mean, if the reports are right, terminating his contract is going to cost another $13 million, and we're in dire straits, man.
I think I'm with you. I mean, I'd like to see Jose sacked, but I agree with you. It's not going to achieve anything because Enoch are not going to, even if they bring a new manager in, he's not going to be able to spend any money. What's the point?
Listen, what I would do, honestly, is I would sit down with Harry Kane, and I would say, we're not going to make any European football. If we make, Europa League, does that do it? And if we keep Jose and we spend a lot of money next year and give it one more year, do you stay? Or if we let him go? Honestly, at this point, I would leave it up to Harry Kane. I would go – if I'm Levy, I would bring Kane in and say, what do we have to do to keep you? Is there any way of us not playing in European football next year? Whatever you want to do in that year to get us back, whatever you want, that's the way I would go. But
Harry Kane doesn't need the money. He's a wealthy man. He wants success, so he wants to win trophies. So if he goes to Daniel Levy and says, Daniel, we're not winning anything at Tottenham. We're not even in European. I want to go to somewhere where I can win the Champions League. I can win the Premier League title. Daniel Levy says no. What do you think Harry Kane's going to? What's his reaction going to be?
Well, see, honestly, I really believe in my heart of hearts that he wants to be the Tottenham all-time goal scorer. I think that does mean something to him.
Yep.
And I think number two, no matter what anybody says, he wants to win. Lifting a trophy for Man City or Man United, he'll enjoy that. But it would mean so much more to him to lift a trophy for Tottenham.
But it's not happening, Richard. 2018, he signed a contract. He was promised things in 2018. Nothing's happened.
I know. And I think we've got one last-ditch attempt. And that's why I'm saying I would sit down with him and ask him, how do we keep you? What needs to be done to win trophies? Maybe not in 2022. Maybe we can win the title. But moving forward, I would just go to him before. And if he's like, nothing, I want to go, it is whether you keep Jose, you sack Jose, whether you do this, bring this guy in or take that guy out, I'm gone. Then you got to get top dollar, and we've got to start over, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the problem we got there, Richard, is if he was 24, 25, that's fine. We could maybe do another couple of years and see. He's 20, he's going to be 28 in the summer. This is his last big move. When he gets to 29, 30, nobody's going to want to buy him, and then his value's gone downhill. So if he's got to move, it's got to be this summer, and this is why I think he's going to move on this summer, because it's got to be now or never for him.
It'll just be, I think it's going to be the worst sight in the world, seeing him in a Man U, a Man City,
I agree with you.
a Real
It's going to be horrible, isn't it?
It's going to be lifting a trophy. And I don't think look, I know he wants that, but does he? I mean.
Well, he said before that he's ambitious. He wants to win stuff. He gave an interview last year saying that, ambitious. I want to win stuff, preferably with Spurs, but he didn't rule out moving. So I think he's probably looking to move on. But we'll see what happens anyway. Even if we win the Carabao Cup, I don't think it matters. If we get top four, then I think he could stay to play in the Champions League. But other than that, I don't think it can happen.
Yeah.
Did you see Sonny's interview yesterday? He looked so depressed and dejected. Did you see his interview?
I did. Yeah, I mean, we all did, right? I mean, that was pretty much the feeling of everybody. It's that way. And the thing is like we're at the point now where literally, let me ask you, if we won the cup, the Carabao Cup, would it change anything?
No, I don't think so. All it would say, it would make it harder to sack Mourinho, because you say, look, I've won you your first cup in 12 years. That's all it is. It doesn't actually mean anything.
You know what? Listen to me. It would be the most Spursy thing ever to not finish top four, miss out on Champions League, miss out on European football next year, and then win in the season by winning the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, beat Man City. Yeah, it's totally Spurs. Yeah.
And it would be like you won something. People would still slate us because it's like the Audi Cup. Did you really win anything? Nobody really cares. And look, man, we're in some dark times. But
but hang on in there, Richard. You're a big fan, man. So give all the Spurs fans watching out there, give us some words of encouragement. Give us something to look forward to. What do you say?
I say it's it always works out in the end. We've always sort of been here for as long as I can remember supporting Tottenham, and they still give us things to cheer about, right? We've always come back, and each season brings something new. And I still believe, we're a big club. And we can't fail. We're like a bank. I really feel like we're too big to fail. And our supporters, once football goes back to normal, and once we get back into the stadium, we've got the best supporters in the world. You've been there, I've been there, and I think once we can just get back together, stop all this online nonsense and words, and and just get back to watching the team and supporting the team, it'll be fun again.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much, Richard from Charlottesville Spurs.
No problem,
but before you go, what's the feeling like in the US and the Tottenham fans in the US? What are they thinking about it? What's the feelings like there?
It's the same. It's exactly the same. You know, yeah. I get text messages from everybody. You know, I get the funny memes about wanting to. You know, it's everything. It's the same. It's
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So give us a come on you Spurs before we finish, Richard.
All right, man. Come on, you Spurs! Let me see. Can you get the back of my shirt?
Yeah, I got the back of your Spurs. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, nice one. I thought you were going to send me one of those, Richard. You said you were going to send me one.
You got to give me your address.
I'll give you my address.
All right,
That's
man.
Great. So, listen, this is Richard from Charlottesville Spurs. Thank you very much for your time. This is Ray from Spurs 9501 in London. Thank you for watching our podcast and listening to all our YouTube channels. So, thanks very much, Richard. We'll see you again after the next match. Hopefully a win this time, yeah?
Yep, Tottenham till I die.